Yeah, Trey's done a great job adjusting. You know, he really got to play a lot of meaningful snaps last year. So he's come in, did a really good job pointing stuff out, seeing blitzes, being able to help me, you know, as well as the offensive line. So he's done a really good job for us on our offense, and hopefully he continues to do that.
How much extra do you guys work together in the summer?
A lot. You know, there was some things that in snaps kind of issues. There's a lot of comfortability with that, and hopefully we can continue to even get better at that as well.
The competitive part of it with Coach Channing's side, how important was he in your career? You guys went through a lot the first couple of years here. What was it like being with him and having him around?
Yeah, he did a great job of really kind of taking me in, teaching me the game of football, really seeing it from a different perspective, and you really kind of introduced me to this pro-style offense. I didn't really have that in high school. It was spread it out, throw it around, and kind of got introduced to kind of big boy football and pro-style offense and different terminologies and different passing concepts. So I got to learn a lot of football under him, and I really thank him for that.
Jake, how different is the routine when it's a night game on the road, the hotel factor, the bus ride, as opposed to being here on campus?
You know, it's a little different, but not really. You know, we still have the same things. You know, we're going to wake up, we're going to eat breakfast. You know, we're going to have our team meal. We're going to do the things we normally do. So that's no big deal. That's just part of it. It is what it is, and you know, it's really no different. You know, we still have our same system. We're going to do that system.
Through a few games, you guys have had some injuries there on the offensive line. How much now are we able to see the benefits of all that depth Coach Pittman's accumulated?
Yeah, Coach Pittman, he's done an incredible job recruiting, coaching, and you know, having guys be able to come in and play really meaningful reps for us and go out and do well. So it's great for us. Anytime we can, you know, have a guy go down. You know, we don't want guys to go down, but when it does and a guy comes in and plays well, that's awesome.
With the SEC schedule coming up, does that give you a little bit of a comfort factor knowing, you know, if Isaiah or Solomon, whoever goes down, you've got guys behind him that can come in and fill that?
Yeah, we really don't want to think negative that way. You know, we want to think positive, but you know, knowing Coach Pittman and the way he's coaching his guys, you know, we know somebody in that room is going to be ready.
Jake, can you talk about the fade and calling it at the line? There's some offenses when they see man press, single coverage on the outside, it's just automatic. How close is your offense to making that automatic call when you see single?
Yeah, we've definitely done that numerous times. Definitely have that ability to do that whenever I want. So that's just part of the football game and taking advantage of matchups when we see it.
Within your own game, where have you feel you've sort of grown the most from the end of last season to, you know, this point?
One thing I've noticed on film for myself is throwing on the run, getting out of the pocket and making some throws. So I think I've done a pretty good job of getting better from last year and making those throws. So hopefully I can see improvement with that, you know, throughout the season as well.
So Jim Chaney knows you pretty well, and you did some self-scouting this past weekend. What would you think that he's going to tell his defense about you? Any tendencies he's going to point out or something? I mean, does he know your weaknesses? Does he know your strengths?
Yeah, I mean, I would say one thing is he knows I like to get into the perfect play a lot of the times, you know, and sometimes, you know, you don't always have to get in the perfect play. Let's get into a good play. Just make sure everybody's on the same page and go out and play football.
What's the difference between Jake Fromm now and Jake Fromm in 2017?
The guy, he's throwing better balls. He's more knowledgeable, and the guy who's throwing better on the run right now. So he's done a great job leading, and hopefully continues to do that.
Can you talk about life in the SEC right now? I think half the top 10 is SEC, so that means you know, a lot of tough games ahead on the schedule. What's that like for you guys as you go through this you're starting the long run right now of conference games?
Yeah, it's a testament to SEC football. As far as the schedule goes, you know, I'm worried about Tennessee right now and how we can beat Tennessee.
When Coach Coley came in, you said you could contribute more in the QB meetings maybe than when you were less experienced. What kind of things do you bring into those meetings and knowledge that you have now?
Yeah, I'm just really trying to coach those younger guys and be able to kind of add in whenever I can, whatever the topic is, or, you know, hey, Coach says, hey, Jake, go teach these guys about this, or, you know, and that kind of thing. So I definitely had my fair share in the quarterback room. I love it kind of where I'm at, and when I'm able to teach, I really know how much I really learn, you know, how much I really know, and that allows me to learn.
Kirby talked about Pickens in particular last week about getting the ball downfield to George. You look like you don't really discriminate, just whoever's open, but is he the kind of guy that maybe you'll give a little bit more latitude to on your throws because of his abilities?
Yeah, I mean, he's a kid who's really special, really gifted football player. and he's a guy who can go up and make plays, throughout the field whenever it is. So he's a guy we got to get the ball to, and hopefully we can do that next game.
Is the perception of Tennessee different based on age? People my age remember the 90s, even 2000s. It was kind of even between Georgia and Tennessee, but it's been fairly one-sided. It would seem people like you grew up not really knowing a time when Tennessee was
dominant. For me, Tennessee's a good football program, and I'm going to go out and try to beat Tennessee this week.
What about changing the plays, Jake? How much goes into that? How much of it is guesswork, calculation? As you said, Chaney being aware that you can change plays. Them disguising it.
Yeah, and it's watching film. It's knowing defensive scheme, knowing what they're doing, how they're going to get to it. What they want to show, what they don't want me to see. There's a lot of things that go into it, and sometimes I'm not always right. I wish I was. I'm not always right. Stuff happens, but for us, as long as everybody's on the same page, we think we're going to get into a good play, and we can make a bad play a good play, especially with a lot of talent we have.
Is this kind of the first true road game? Vanderbilt was on the road technically, but there was more Georgia fans. Could there be some noise? Could there be some issues with snap counts?
We'll see. It's going to be a test for us, but we do a great job of really getting that crowd noise at practice. We had a lot of it last week, so we'll be ready for it.
What about getting plays in quicker, I think?
Jake, to follow up on that, looking back on 2 years ago, I know there was a lot of the same talk. A lot of the hype about going to England and then going out and winning that game like I did 41-0. There's something you remember about that? Is there anything unique about that game that stands out still?
Yeah, for me, it was kind of one of my. Notre Dame was the first road test, but it was kind of first SEC road test, and for me, it was kind of going in and. It being kind of loud and not really knowing what to expect. And I just remember, defense playing great, the first turnover, and us going out and making plays.
Tay's kind of the play caller on the defensive side, right? He kind of directs the linebackers. What have you seen from him and his play calling? Defensive
Tay, he's really matured a lot, and he's playing really good football right now. He's leading, he's really stepping up and taking on some leadership roles, and he's really putting guys in the right spots. And really proud of what we're seeing from Tay right now.
What does that entail, both on the field and off the field? His leadership, what does he do to help players?
Yeah, he's communicating with guys. He's going around the guys, making sure they know what they're doing, and really helping guys out and really putting guys in the right spots.
When we hear Kirby talk about plays coming in earlier, it almost sounds like putting more on your shoulders. How does that make you feel when the head coach is saying, no, he wants his quarterback essentially to manage the game from the line of scrimmage?
Right. It really helps me out a ton, getting the play in earlier and seeing what we're seeing, so I can make the right calls, make the right checks, and make the right reads. So just part of football, and just have to get better at it.
With Cade Mays, he during games has a pretty nasty streak. How sort of apparent is that in practice, and how much does he, sort of show that same sort of nasty side?
Yeah, Cade's a consistent guy. He's a guy who wants to come in and work, and he doesn't just flip a switch and do that on Saturday. He's a guy who comes in and works and plays really rough and relentless all throughout the week.
So can you talk about it seems like their opponents are just really loading up early against the run on you guys. What is the complication in that? It seems like you can't just say, well, okay, we're going to throw right away. But you also, it appears that you guys are trying to establish the run in the teeth of that. Can you just talk about that process?
Yeah, when they stack the box, they have one more guy in there that we can block. We don't like that. We would say that's a bad run play. And then, for us, we're talented. We're big up front, so we think we kind of can sometimes. So, just part of it. We want to, like you said, establish the run. But we need to shake things up. We want to get out. We need to get the ball in the perimeter and move the ball that way.
What's your favorite defense to see out